Hello, it's me, Brigitta Scholz Mastroianni, or better known as NUX from NUX Photography. So today I was in a meeting and people sent me many questions. The question number one was from Robin. How does virtual photography work? So Robin, thank you for asking. I am in the process of making a little film which explains it a bit better. It works basically with good Wi-Fi, a decent mobile device, wherever you are in the world, and I must be on my studio portal on my computer. We connect, I direct you, and I can take high resolution images with this program, which I can then work on very easily in post-production, which actually is the bigger job. This way I make a masterpiece out of a photograph. So it's up to me. All the client has to do is just follow my photographic therapy advice. Great fun that is. From Ellie, who do you like to work with? I like to work with everyone. Everyone who wants to have a bit of fun. Everyone who needs a bit of empowerment. But I have a little bit more of a tendency to like to work with women, because women are also the people who put themselves down. And to empower a woman through my portraiture, may it be normal portraiture or virtual photography, is the best feeling ever. So there you go. Thank you for asking, Ellie. Can you do virtual photo shoots for teams when everyone is in a different place and make it look like they're all in the same place? Yes, I can, if they all, for example, have a white wall. A white wall is always default. The moment people have a white wall, I can make it look uniform, absolutely. Great question. From Karine, what do you do about the background? You mean the background in virtual photography? Well, I basically call the client beforehand, before the session, like a day before or so, and we FaceTime each other or WhatsApp each other or whatever. We video call each other, and the client takes me through their house, and we find the right spaces where to photograph. So there could be a wonderful wallpaper or a unicolored wallpaper or a super chair, beautiful sofa, or by the window. Houses, even the simplest houses, are full of corners and backdrops to use. For now I have never not found a client or a house where I didn't find a backdrop. Or you can also go outside. I had a client in Paris the other day, and he went up to Montmartre, where I virtually photographed him. So the choices are infinite, basically. Thank you for the question. From Katie, if you could photo shoot anywhere, where would it be and why? At the moment, because I'm so excited about the virtual photography, I can't wait to expand around the globe. So the further the better. If I could photograph someone on the other side of the globe, I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do so, I tell you. So anywhere, the most exotic, most amazing places, or just someone's office in, well, I did South Africa, and I did Australia, I did France, I did Germany. So the further the better, basically. If you know of anyone who could profit from that method, please get them in touch with me. Thank you so much for asking. What setup at home office or office, etc., would someone need for a virtual photography session? Well, anywhere is possible, as long as we have Wi-Fi and a good mobile device. A tripod helps, maybe a ring light helps, but natural light coming from the window, like this is, for example, where I'm sitting at now, is natural light. I hope that answers the question. One from Vanessa, how do you manage lighting? Lighting is always manageable, and it's also part of the art. Depends on, do you want it to come from the side to have it more dramatic, or from the front to be more flattering. You can play with light, and on my portal in the computer, I can basically control your mobile phone once we're connected. So I can make things lighter, I can put a bit more contrast, I can put in different ambiances if I wanted to, but I prefer to do that in the post-production. So again, light is not really a problem unless you have none. Thank you for asking. Nicole, what are the pros and cons of this method? Oh, that's a good one. What are the pros and cons? Well, the pros is that I can photograph anyone around the world, which I'm really aiming to do, and I'm hoping that maybe you can help me with that too if you know of anyone. A super pro is, for example, say you run a business and you need new headshots for your staff, your entire staff. You can call in, let's say you have a staff of 20. You can call in one day, book 3 hours with me, set up your mobile device in an office against, let's take the white backdrop again because it's nice and neutral, and then send in your staff, your members of staff, one by one by one. They all get some photographic therapy as we are playing anyway. People love it, they love it. I'm a trained clown, so that kind of helps. And yes, they absolutely come out, they would come out with a portfolio of headshots that look the same for every person. And the pro is they wouldn't have to go anywhere. They don't have to pay me for travel. They don't have to pay me for studio setup. It's basically more cost effective and quicker. And yeah, people might find it weird, but I can guarantee you that this kind of photography will grow. Within the next 10 years, it will explode. And it will probably, businesses, for example, they would prefer that kind of method of portrait photography, profile pictures, website photography, branding photography. But it also works for families and just for fun, or for women who want to feel pretty, and I make them feel pretty. Make them look pretty. Yes, I can do that. A con, I guess, would be, well, we all know nothing really replaces human contact. There is that being together in person and connecting in person is irreplaceable. There is that also, the client pretty much has to arrange their set themselves, but apparently so far my experience tells me that's great fun. So is it a real con? Don't know. I think it's a great addition to photography. Is this your method or one from others that you adopt? It is a child of COVID. When we photographers, when we were stopped photographing people, I think some of us freaked out. Well, I certainly did. And it was bad. I very quickly found out that I can photograph people via FaceTime then. That was about a year ago. That worked very well. So that was great. Of course, clever boots out there invented virtual photography, which I'm just trying to explain to you kind of how it works. And it's not a difficult method. It's very exciting to learn. When I did it, when I started a year ago, I thought I invented it. Of course I didn't, because many of us photographers had the same urge. And what you say in English, you say necessity is mother of invention. So that's how it came to be. Fantastic question. Thank you so much. Do we need a camera for virtual photos, or is it through laptop? It is best, so no camera, laptop, if it's a really fancy one, maybe, could do. I would say a decent mobile phone or iPad, something like that. What technology would I need? A tripod, decent camera. The technology you would need is the mobile device. If you want to stretch it, you can get a ring light and a tripod. That's it, nothing more. You need nothing more. You need the app Now download the app, which is free, the app which connects you to me, and that's it. The rest is magic. My magic. Hannah is asking, what backgrounds would be needed for virtual photography? Any. I can work with green screen, so if you have what I have behind me in green, that way I can basically send you to the moon. I could put you in front of the Taj Mahal or wherever, but any background works. It depends on how professional your images must be. Is it for LinkedIn? Then the more neutral, the better. But for example, recently I virtually photographed a musician in his home, and his home was just awesome. So I got the whole home on it, all the lights and the plants and the sofas and the chairs, and it looked just absolutely amazing. So again, it's a question of individuality. Who are you? What do you need? Well, that's what I'm going to do for that person. From Una, do you do family shoots? I absolutely do family shoots, and you know what? I'm also a trained kindergartner. Yeah, I did it about 100 years ago, and kids usually love me because you can probably tell that I'm a bit nuts, and kids love that. So yes, I do family shoots, and I do virtual family shoots. The kids for that must either be little, so it's not very good if they are in the I'm running all over the place phase. That's better when I'm there in person. But any kids either from 1 to 1.5, or I would say, I don't know, 7 upwards, who can sit down with you on the sofa, that would work virtually. Otherwise, better in person. And this is the last question, promise. It's from Olivia. Can you work your miracles on photos, i.e. make me look like a model? Yes, I can. I can say that with confidence, but it depends. Define model, because I believe, and this is probably why I am a portrait photographer, I believe that everyone is beautiful. It's my job to bring the assets of your face out, so everyone, including yourself, can see how beautiful you are. And yes, I do Photoshop, but I Photoshop, for example, fatigue or zits or something that usually isn't in your face. What I will make sure is that the light is individually perfect for you, and I can pretty much guarantee you will love yourself on my photographs. So thank you so much for all these fantastic questions. I feel very honored to be asked, and I hope this wasn't all too long, and it helps to understand virtual photography a bit better. Be in touch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Best wishes to you. Your Brigitta. Bye.